with Liz Gale. Messy, fun, raw, real. Let's get into it.
Hello, everybody. I'm so happy to see you. Hello, chat. How is everybody doing? It is Monday AM. Monday AF is more like it. I've taken some time off last week, and so I'm really happy to be back with you guys. Wanted to catch up, see how everybody's doing, see what the vibes are out there in the world. Maybe not the whole world, actually. Let's not vibe check the whole world today because I don't want to open that can of worms. Let's vibe check ourselves a little bit. Hi, I am seeing so many familiar names. Ruthie, Peace of My Mind, Aravitas, Scientology Up North, Wench, Jedi, Lupita. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so glad to see your faces, your name faces. All right. Well, I did take last week off, and I'd love to say that I went to Disneyland, guys, but I didn't. Not to be dramatic, but I kind of went to hell and back is what my last week has been. And when I say back, I'm mostly back. I'm almost back. Let me adjust this. There we go. Yeah, man. I want to talk about resilience today. That's really what I want to talk about. I want to talk about kind of the art. I'm going to call it an art. The art of bouncing back. Because, yes, I'm Liz Gale, your friendly and messy third generation ex-Scientologist, but resilience is not something that I uniquely have had to cultivate or create or, I don't even know the right words, be. Oh no, every Scientologist or ex-Scientologist out there is waiting for me to say the last word. I have to do it. Have. So sorry, guys. It had to come out. Anyway, so if you don't know what that was a little ex-Scientology inside joke there, because that's to the point of healing we have come, that we'll have a little laugh about it and sometimes a little cry. So resilience. I'll let you guys know a little bit about what I was going through last week, just to give a little context. My older brother unalived himself after his life of Scientology. And this is a great time for a huge trigger warning. This is about resilience. This whole thing is not going to be a sad fest, but we do need to touch on some topics today. A little bit on unaliving, some mental health struggles about myself and others. So if that is not something you want to hear today, now is a great time to turn this off. Or if this is going to trigger you in any way, please take care of yourself and get the out of here. Okay? All right. I'll wait. Okay. So, my older brother unalived himself in a very dramatic fashion that was very related to Scientology and has always been a part of my path out of Scientology, as well as why I continue to speak out about the dangers, particularly of children being raised in Scientology. My older brother's death shook me to my core in a way that still has deep stored grief, unprocessed deep grief to this day. So the date of this happening was March 13th. As of right now, it's what, is it the 17th? It's the 16th. My mother's birthday is also on March 19th, which is coming up. Actually, I have someone to text because I know another ex-Scientologist or parents share that birthday. Good reminder. Anyway, so I haven't spoken to my mom in a million years, over 8 years, because of our disconnection, Scientology disconnection. And initially that's on me, okay? And anybody out there who has no contact with any of their parents can probably understand that the struggle is real. The struggle exists. And as we come and we like age through certain times or have certain milestones that cause us to reflect, the series of grief or processing can kind of come and go. Hopefully I'm making sense to you guys. If this has not been anybody else's experience with grief or losing someone, I in no way mean to project myself onto you. Okay. I'm talking about my experience here. So that said, I'm the one who's still here. Okay. Not to be, again, dramatic, even though we all know I am quite a dramatic individual. I'm not the one who chose to end my life. I'm here. I chose to have children, to keep moving on. And overall, that is the choice I continue to make every single day. But man, there are times, not that I'm not making that choice, but where it just gets a little harder to get out of bed, a little harder to make that art, a little harder to get my shit together. And I know this week was coming because historically in the past, I mean, if you guys knew me in my 20s, I have crashed out in the month of March so hard before. Like I have crashed out. Thank goodness I wasn't trying to talk to you guys about my life back then because, yeah, just bad things have happened in March in my life. And so as I get older, I see it coming. I try to consciously know this month, this week, this time is coming. And thank you guys. Thank you. And so consciously, I know it's coming. I'm trying to do what I can to prepare for it leading up to this point, but I'm not really doing it that great. I kind of just felt my nervous system building and like holding on and getting my shoulders getting tighter and like my sleep getting worse. And I'm an old girl. This ain't my first rodeo and it's not going to be my first mentee bee, probably not my last. So that's the moment where last week I decided I needed to go into my toolbox, my mental health toolbox, my resiliency toolbox, because if I do still choose to live, then damn it, I'm going to live. I want to live, not this half-ass, like crying, feeling unsure, unsafe. Do you know what I mean? Thank you. But for a lot of us, it's not always that easy, right? If it was so easy to just change your mind and turn joy on in your brain, then I think, well, it would just be easier. It'd be a lot freaking easier. And I would like that. But again, sometimes I feel as if, my body is like an old Cadillac that I've had for a really long time. And I know just the way to jiggle the key and, the way to top off the gas tank and all the things. So I thought, okay, Liz, that's me, Liz. Oh, I'm going to acknowledge these comments before I tell my little self-pep talk. Yeah, the time change was also a doozy. It's like things don't even happen in 3 with me. They happen in 12. It was a lot of different things all at once. And I never like to give away too much information about myself. But I will say that there was some stuff going on, age appropriate, but just mom stuff I had to deal with my kids' school. There was, some seasonal stuff with the time change, seasonal stuff with our like economic world, all kinds of stuff. So I didn't even think about that, but thank you. And thank you for being here. Thank you. And I'm so sorry to hear this. I don't know any context when this happened. But yeah, it's real and I'm sorry. Oh, I'll take it. Yes. Okay, I might be wrong here, but I assume that means prayers and not high fives. So anyway, my self-pep talk. I said, Liz. And again, this is pretty hardcore, guys. But I said, I'm not the one who chose Scientology. I'm not the one who subscribed to the cult that has dominated everything in my life. I was born into it and I chose to get away, right? So the disconnection, whatever's happening, like I'm not, I mean, ugh. I'm just saying I can separate myself a little bit and I'm separating myself. And what I really should have said that I pussyfooted around because I'm being a little brat to myself is I'm not the one who jumped out of a building. Okay, there. I said it. Yeah, I said it. But damn, still not being that one is rough. That was a fucked up thing for my brother to do. And if you are thinking about anything like that, please don't do it. And please think about get help and reach out to the suicide hotline, whatever you have near you. I think I should look up right now because I can't talk about this stuff with at least letting you guys know. I think it's 988. Of course, now Google is going to think that I'm, hold on guys. It is 988. Okay. But also don't do it because it really fucks the people up you leave behind. Anyway, but then I say, Liz, I'm not the one who did that. I didn't choose to end my own existence. I'm here. So I have to live. I have to live. So what does that look like? How do you find joy? How do you do it, guys? When everything is crumbling upon you, what do you do? So I tried to look in my toolbox, ask questions. It's like, okay, should I be anxious because this is something really happening? Or is it something out of my control? Newsflash, everything is out of my control. So I did what I only know to do is I took my shoes off and my socks off and I sat in literally, you guys, a big pile of dirt. And I started planting seeds. I think it was Audrey Hepburn who said that planting a garden is a sign of hope. It's an act of hope. It's an act of faith toward the future, investing in the future and having the firm belief that there is some sort of plan and guidance in play, that those seeds will grow up to be whatever they were meant to be. And honestly, it has nothing to do with me. I couldn't replicate those seeds if I wanted to. And there's a lot of studies about soil, I think they're called biomes, living organisms in the soil that when they come in contact with our body do lower our pressures, our nervous system, it grounds us, all sorts of things. So that's one of my number one toolboxes. So I've been doing that a lot and just trying to get dirty, get messy, and invest in my future in a way that is full of hope and not monetary or, that kind of thing. Yes, earthing. I'm seeing your comments about your stories here, and I'm not comfortable putting them on my screen because they're so personal, but I'm so incredibly grateful that you're sharing them. And I'm so sorry for your loss, especially what I'm seeing here in Michelle. So anyway, boo, right? Downer. No, I just get to that point. I don't know if it's disassociating where I just go, I don't want to cry anymore. I don't want to feel sad anymore. I want to do what it takes to push myself forward to keep living this great life that I have created for myself. And that's what I want for everybody else too. There's something about feeling like all the crap you went through got you somewhere, made you something of you. I don't know if other people have this perspective, but it's definitely something that I want. I want to be able to look back at the crap I went through and the pain and the suffering and know that it did not just made me stronger, because life will always knock you down, right? Life is like a big game of chutes and ladders. You climb up, you fall, you climb up, you fall. It doesn't mean you're not making progress, but the human condition exists both in joy and in pain. And pain teaches us something important about ourselves, and about other people. And so for me, when I start to get in that zone of planting plants and grounding myself again, getting out with nature again, I find spirituality comes back to me. If you have ever been in a cult, especially a religious cult, religion or spirituality, or the spiritual feeling or connection might be such a turnoff. It was such a turnoff for me for so long. And organized religion still is. But there's something about being out in the forest or about being around nature that it feels spiritual to me, you know? I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with the flower of life or the solid platonics, but our world is made up of geometries, right? There's only so many shapes, 3D and 2D, that exist. And everything on our periodic table exists in a particular shape, like crystals grow in a way. And, you know, you can even identify certain elements from their shape specifically. And there's a design that you see over and over again, like Fibonacci, the golden ratio. There are certain math and certain shapes and certain processes that happen over and over again. And to me, that's where I find, I don't know how to put words to it, honestly, but the closest to God that I think I've ever felt is being that conduit for nourishing life that was so out of my control, so beyond my pay grade as a mere human being, that it fills me up. It fills my cup. I don't know that I'll ever be able to walk into an organized religious church. I don't know that I'll ever find a place where tithing or pay to play doesn't feel disgusting to me because of my experiences in Scientology. But there's something that nature asks that's different of us, right? We're not asked to tithe. We're not asked to participate in the way that you do organized religion. But you still can participate with nature. And for me, that's what I've been doing the last week, pretty much full stop. We planted 14 new fruit trees on our property. I don't know if you guys saw, but maybe a couple of months ago, I posted a permaculture video on my feed about growing food forests. And the first thing that you do is you put 3 fruit trees in a perfect triangle, 16 feet apart. 1 apple, 1 pear, 1 plum. And so we made 5. We already had an apple tree, but we made 5 triangles. And I don't know, I keep saying I'll make shorts about it, but honestly, last week, you guys, I haven't posted any shorts or anything. I was so much trying to be in the moment. I filmed a couple things and then I couldn't do it. It was pouring down rain here, but it wasn't really cold. And we were just like working so hard and like sweating but being in the rain, and it felt good. It felt good to work hard and to do something great. So I keep saying I'll put some shorts up. I will. But yeah, digging big holes and moving mud, getting very, very dirty, very messy. And it heals a little bit in me to know that those fruit trees will be out there hopefully longer than I'll even be here on this planet. And I could move away, or I could leave it be. And nature has a plan. Nature has a plan. And it's beautiful. And that's been really healing me this week. I also started tons of seeds, you guys. Do you want to hear everything I started? Okay, here we go. We started kale seeds, broccoli, cauliflower, carrots, basil, oregano, dill, cilantro, onions, tons and tons of onions and garlic, snow peas, sugar snap peas. What else did we start? Oh, borage, tons of borage, a whole huge actual bed of edible flower mix. Very excited for that. What else did I start? Ooh, I'm getting excited. See, I actually feel some joy. I'm creeping in. I'm shaking my whole thing. I'm trying to think what else I started out there. I'll have to go out and see. I'll have to show you guys, but a garden essentially. And because it's seeds, I don't know if anybody else has gardens, but you always want to start a few more seeds, a few more plants than you're actually going to plant in the garden. My mound of dirt, my Higerkultur, is looking so yummy. I'm so excited. We are going to, I'm seeing your comments. I'm going to ask this. One more thing. Yeah, I'm just going to bring it up. Yes, historically, women have been the ones to preserve ritual is a mode of preserving teaching. Yes, I haven't been in a while, but I'm going to start going back to, I have this woman homesteading group, very empowering. And permaculture too, you're not trying to dominate the land in the same way that you would in traditional Western agricultural farming. So it's also, I think, call me sexist, but it feels more feminine in its approach, like no till. You're not trying to like come out there with the big tractor and fix everything. Well, we do that too. I guess we're a little bit of both. Yes, love this farming. You know, when the apocalypse comes, I'm crashing at yours. Well, we will eat well. I can keep my kale and broccoli. All right, maybe I will. We're in the Pacific Northwest around here, so kale chips they're so 2007. To be honest, really, really honest with you, kale in particular and the broccoli leaves, I don't end up eating a ton of them. I like the blue kale. I think it's gorgeous. But my chickens really like it. So I'm also trying to grow as much as I can for my chickens to save on chicken food. Yeah, I think it is. You guys want to see Nora come over here? Next time it's nice weather, I'll make her come over here. We'll sit in my pile of dirt and we'll go live from the pile of dirt. How about that? Good morning. So, yeah. Hold on a second, guys. All right. Well, that is what I've been up to. I want to show you guys a little video, okay? A while ago, when we first moved into this place, I was at like one of the lowest moments probably ever of my life. And live in the dirt, dish in the tea. And we ended up getting into this property here specifically to have a hemp farm. You guys might be familiar with my book, Confessions of an Ex-Scientologist Pothead by me, Liz Gale, available on Amazon. I talk about in there that like it's a kind of a joke that I'm a pothead. I'm actually a hemp hugger, I would call myself. I believe in the power of medicine from plants, plant medicine in general, and cannabis has so much to offer us. Also in the way of hemp. I'm going to sneeze. Okay, I sneezed. So I wanted to show you this video of the hemp farm that we had a little while ago. It was in 2019, so it was quite a while ago, to be honest. Thank you for blessing my sneeze. Oh, that's sweet, all of you guys. Thank you. So I wanted to show you this video from back in the day. I haven't seen it in a while. We can kind of reminisce. It was made with iMovie, you guys. It's kind of, take it for what it is. But let's take it back to the days when the fields were full and everything was thriving. Of course, will happen here again. It's March. And I just like to throw a little mental imagery into the pile about how great this will be. Of course, here in Oregon, every household can grow 4 cannabis plants. So I did actually I started 6 seeds, but I tested them. They're from this batch from a long time ago. So I think I'm going to get 2 CBD plants out of it is my guess. So we'll see. All right. Are you ready to watch this little video? Let me make sure I have the right set. Oops, hold on. I just started over. Okay, are you ready? Here we go. Two 2019. There's our field. All of our baby plants. Plastic mulch was not a great call, guys. And then they got bigger. It was so much work. We got these amazing top of the line, baby. I was actually working for a hemp lawyer all during this time, part-time as first assistant. And through the Oregon hemp founder and executive of OIFA, Oregon Industrial Hemp Farming Association. Wow. They got really big. No need for that here, user. You don't have to grow it in the attic. Well, we had a hemp license. We're a licensed hemp farm. I haven't seen this in years, you guys. Happy harvest. I have like a 7-minute version of that video, but I wasn't going to bore you guys with it today. That felt nice. That felt nice to see. I did that for me. Thanks for being here, guys. Yeah. So my hope and intention is to gradually fill that same field, not again with hemp necessarily, but though I would love to get a hemp license again, to be honest, or like a cannabis license and have a cannabis farm that you could walk through, or like a U-pick. Can you imagine? That'd be so freaking awesome. Doesn't even have to be the THC. It could be hemp. What you just saw, it was actually technically hemp because it had a very low threshold of THC. This is a bunch of hemp talk, weed talk, but basically what those plants were boiled down, not boiled, but processed down to a CBD oil or resin or whatever to be used as medicine. Yeah, you guys are seeing. Oh, wow. This is so beautiful and peaceful. Oh, this is like, you see me sometimes for these short little periods, drama, like pissed off or talking about Scientology and these different things. But there's honestly so much more to my life and to who I am and what I put my energy toward. And I think this last week has kind of reminded me, not to mention there is some instability in the world and the economy, and there's, shit's going down out there. And I'm not in the position to stop or start world wars. I am not in the position to arrest or pardon, frankly, pedophiles. I can't do any of those things. But what I can do is I can try and I can make an oasis for my family, for myself, for my friends. Wow, thank you, Anne. That's so generous. I really appreciate you. Thank you. The little hippie daughter you never had. Yeah, I mean, I always want to show you guys more of that stuff, but sometimes it almost feels more vulnerable than like talking about Scientology. I know that's kind of weird. But yeah, I don't know. It's not closer to my heart, but it's closer to my heart in time in some ways. But yeah, I am a little bit of a hippie, honestly. Like this morning I took my oregano oil. I don't do it all, but like we make a lot of our own soap. I don't know. We a lot of, I guess, what you would call hippie-ish stuff, because permaculture is kind of what people consider hippie-ish too. But that's a story for another day. But yes. And thank you so much. I'm sure everybody in here will get a membership, I think. Thank you so much. Well, that's been me, guys. That's been me. And I'm going to be leaning into that more. Not necessarily getting off the internet, because I really love you guys. I love coming here. I love chatting. I was a little nervous about it today. But I feel great about it. And I've missed you guys. And I want to bring more and more of the other parts of me here. Usually, that means I see some people fall off. People who just want the drama, just want the tea. And you guys know I'll bring that back too. Just watch the fucking moon and you'll just time me like the goddamn moon. Gosh darn moon. So sorry. I'm working on that. But yeah, just time my moods like the moon and you'll probably be one up on me. So this ass will come. But there's something about feeling like I'm really taking care of myself spiritually. It makes it a lot easier to let things go. You know, we've talked on here about a lot of messed up stuff. There's a lot of evil, not just in the world, but there's a lot of evil that feels like it's in close proximity. And I can do what all good witches do. I don't know why I do this or where this came from, but then I like to braid right here. And then I found out that something to do with witchcraft. So I could do that. And rebuke the evil. Ha! Anyway, so when you think of me, and again, I'm so full of shit. Maybe I'll give you shorts about it. Maybe I won't. I haven't been doing shorts very often. Like I said, a whole week off. But I'd like to show you guys more. Maybe I'll make a little 10-minute or something and show you more about what's going on here so you can cheer us on. And gosh, the dream is to do a space here. The dream is to do a little Airbnb here and to do some farm to table dinners this summer. That's huge. Huge. So, all right. Let's see what y'all have to say. Scott. Hi, Scott. Thank you, Liz. This is much needed on a Monday. Hope you're doing well. Yeah. Awesome. It's great. I'm doing well. Thank you. I would love to see you show us some of your local places and companies that are doing permaculture and stuff. Yes, I would love to do more of that. It's kind of a niche, but I want to go to more places too. I've mostly just been watching a lot of stuff on YouTube. Beautiful plants. Yes, exactly. Talking spirit in all its forms. Well, there might be a delay here, but I'm going to bail out. Thank you guys for spending this Monday. Oh, look. Roomba. She's on the path. Can you hear her? I don't know. That's pretty much all I hear now. Thank you for spending this Monday morning with me and this little check-in. And I'll try to post lots and lots of stuff that kind of gets us all in the growing vibe and gets us all in our feels about the plants. If that's one thing that I can impart onto anybody else, then I'll feel like I'm doing good. All right, you guys, have a wonderful day. I'm really glad to be back, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. Okay? Okay, bye. Oh, and don't forget to hit the like button. I always forget. Thanks. Okay, bye.
She knows herself, she finds her way. Through art and joy, she shapes each day, crafting beauty from the past, healing wounds, peace at last. With each move,